You've seen the headlines. Massive data breach traced to foreign APT. Ransomware gang cripples hospital network. We see the what every single day. But what about the who, the why, and the how? And most importantly, what are they going to do next? If those are the questions that keep you up at night, then you're in the right place. Welcome, I'm Adam, and I've been in the cyber threat intelligence trenches for years. It's a field that's part detective, part data scientist, and part storyteller. You're a detective piecing together tiny, fragmented clues to solve a puzzle. You're a data scientist, sifting through millions of data points to find the one faint signal in the noise, that one anomaly. And you're a storyteller, taking all that complex technical analysis and weaving it into a clear, compelling narrative that a non-technical leader can use to make a critical decision. But let's be honest, the path to becoming a CTI analyst isn't a straight line. There's no Cyber Threat 101 majors in most colleges, and many of us, myself included, found our way here from other parts of cybersecurity, like the Security Operations Center, or from incident response, or even from a non-security role like networking or IT support. The most common question I get is, Adam, I'm interested in CTI, but where do I start? It feels like you need to know everything. People ask me, do you need to be a malware reverse engineer? Do I need to speak Russian or Mandarin? Or even, do I need a PhD in data science? It's a world of seemingly disconnected skills, and this can be overwhelming, and I get it. So today, I'm going to try to demystify it for you, piece together a roadmap, a curriculum of sorts that you can use. This isn't just me dumping a list of links on you. There's no affiliate content or kickback. This is a structured path designed to take you from the ground up, zero to hero. I'm going to share the exact resources, the courses, the books, the blogs that I and many of my colleagues in this field have used to build our careers. We're going to structure this journey into 3 core pillars. Pillar 1 is the core security skills you need. This is your technical foundation. Then we have the analyst skills. This is where you learn the intelligence tradecraft to become a CTI analyst. And then the often overlooked soft skills is our final pillar, and this is what can make or break you as a CTI analyst. This is a plan, so grab a notebook or open a new document and let's get started. Alright, pillar 1. Before you can track the adversary, you have to understand the battlefield. You can't write a report on how a threat actor compromised a network if you don't know how a network works. You can't analyze a phishing email if you don't understand email headers. These are your foundational, non-negotiable skills. So let's look at the skills that you will need. First up is investigation. At its heart, CTI is an investigative discipline. You'll be given a single indicator of compromise, like an IP address or file hash, and be expected to unravel an entire campaign. You need a process. Without a process, you're just guessing. You'll chase ghosts down rabbit holes for hours, fixate on the wrong piece of data, and miss the real threat. My top recommendation here is the Investigation Theory course from Applied Network Defense. Chris Sanders is a legend in the security operations training arena, and this course teaches you a structured methodology for thinking like an investigator. It's not about a specific tool, it's about how to form a hypothesis, how to pivot, how to manage your evidence, and how to avoid those cognitive biases that trap junior analysts. To see this in action, you need to be reading real-world case studies. Check out the DFIR report blog. In my opinion, this is the gold standard for real-world intelligence and intrusion analysis. They publish incredibly detailed, end-to-end intrusions complete with MITRE ATT&CK mappings. You see how the investigators connected the dots. I also highly recommend checking out Blue Cape Security's DFIR training. They focus heavily on practical hands-on learning, and this will teach you how to investigate any cyber incident effectively. The real magic here is combining these resources. Read the DFIR report, then try to replicate the attack techniques in your own home lab. Spin up a small virtual machine, find the malware sample on a platform like Malware Bazaar, and see if you can find the same persistence mechanism or C2 traffic pattern they described. That's how you build real, tangible muscle memory. Learn the core skills from DFIR training, learn what's happening in the real world in the DFIR report, and learn how to piece it all together and investigate security incidents using that investigation theory course. Next up, we have core security operations center skills. Many of the best CTI analysts come from the SOC. Why? Because they've lived on the front lines. They have an almost psychic sense of what normal looks like on a network, so they're lightning fast at spotting abnormal. They have that spidey sense. You need to understand the data. What does a firewall log really tell you? What's a security information and event management platform? And how do you write a query that doesn't take 3 hours to run? What does an endpoint detection and response alert actually mean? There are tons of platforms for learning these skills. For structured learning, you can check out platforms like Cybrary, I&E, the TCM Academy, and Immersive Labs. But I think my new favourite is Let's Defend. It's a sock-in-a-box platform where you get fed real alerts and have to investigate them in a simulated environment. It's as close as you can get to day one on the job. Once you have the theory down, you need to practice these skills. This is where platforms like TryHackMe and Hack the Box come in. Their blue team and defensive security paths are invaluable. You'll learn to read PCAPs, analyze memory dumps, and understand the artifacts that attackers leave behind. This hands-on experience is what separates a theoretical analyst from a practical one who can anticipate an actor's next move. Then we have MITRE ATT&CK. If you work in CTI, you will live and breathe the MITRE ATT&CK framework. ATT&CK is our common language. It's the periodic table of adversary techniques. It's how we map threats, share intelligence, and measure our defensive coverage. So how do you learn it? Well, I recommend going straight to the source. MITRE provides fantastic MAD or MITRE ATT&CK Defender training. They include certifications and will teach you the philosophy and practical application of the framework. Start there and make sure you have MITRE ATT&CK down to a T. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, programming. Do you need to be a full stack developer to be in CTI? Absolutely not. But should you be able to write a script to make your life easier? Definitely. Your job will involve wrangling massive amounts of data. You'll get a list of maybe 10,000 domains from a sinkhole. Are you going to check them all hand by hand in VirusTotal? No. You're going to write a 10-line Python script to query that VirusTotal API for all of them, parse the JSON results, and output a clean CSV of the malicious ones. That script just saved you hours, maybe days, of manual work and soul-crushing work. That's time you can now spend on actual analysis instead of mind-numbing data entry. So where do you start? Well, I highly recommend starting with Python. Start with a free Python course. There are thousands out there, but don't just learn the syntax. You need to learn how to actually use the language to solve problems. This is where a platform like BootDev comes in. Their learning path is fantastic because it's project-based. You'll learn Python by building real-world applications, which is exactly the mindset you need. Okay, so you have your technical chops down. You can read a log, you understand the attack framework, and you're not afraid of a little Python. Now we get to the intelligence part of cyber threat intelligence. This is pillar 2. How do you take all that technical data and turn it into something a C-level executive can make a multi-million-dollar decision with? First up, we have intelligence tradecraft. CTI is a true intelligence discipline. It borrows its core principles directly from the 100-plus-year-old world of government intelligence. We stand on the shoulders of giants. You need to learn the rules. You need to understand the formal intelligence cycle, the loop, where you start with requirements at the planning stage, gather data during the collection stage, format and parse this data with processing, and then find the so what during your analysis, and finally write that report in the dissemination phase. Understanding this process makes your work professional, repeatable, and not just a series of one-off projects. To learn the intelligence basics, I highly recommend the Intelligence Bible by Oliver Wright. It covers the intelligence lifecycle and is packed with useful tidbits of intelligence knowledge. This is your foundational textbook for the craft of intelligence. Once you have the basics down, you can move on to mastering structured analytical techniques, or SATs. Here's a secret. The human brain is lazy. It loves to jump to conclusions and take mental shortcuts. We call these cognitive biases, and in our field, it can be dangerous. You might fall for confirmation bias, where you think APT 29, so you only look for evidence that proves you're right, ignoring all the data and suggestions it's just a common ransomware group. To fight against biases like this, we use structured analytical techniques, or SATs. These are simple, repeatable methods for breaking down a problem, challenging assumptions, and evaluating evidence. The foundational text here is Structured Analytical Techniques for Intelligence Analysis by Hewer and Fearson. Buy it, read it, keep it on your desk. When you're stuck on a problem, you'll flip it open and say, I should use a key assumptions check, or this problem calls for an analysis of competing hypotheses. These aren't just academic exercises. They are tools that save you from being dangerously wrong during the analysis stage. To see these SATs in action, try picking up Cases in Intelligence Analysis. This book gives you a bunch of scenarios and shows you how to apply these structured techniques to solve them. This is how you level up your critical thinking from a gut feel to rigorous, tested analysis. Another common issue junior CTI analysts have is generating strategic analysis. This is the big one. It's easy to write a report that says threat actor X used malware Y. That's tactical. It's just block this IP, block that hash, and it helps today. It's much harder to write a report that says, based on the shifts in their targeting and tooling over the last 6 months, we assess with high confidence that threat actor X will begin targeting the financial services sector in Q3, likely using this new method, and demonstrated by these indicators. That's strategic. It's predictive. It's what the business really cares about. It's the difference between playing checkers and playing chess. It helps your CISO plan the entire next year of security spending. This kind of intelligence work requires deep critical thinking. And the best book on this topic, hands down, is Critical Thinking for Strategic Analysis by Fearson and Fearson. This book teaches you how to move from describing what happened to assessing what it means and what will happen next. It takes those SATs and applies them into a real-world strategic intelligence framework that you can use. Then we have the CTI specifics. Let's get laser focused on CTI itself now. The resources I've mentioned so far are foundational, but these are specific to our niche. First, for paid courses, there are 2 major providers I see value in. ArcX provides some of the best CTI specific training out there. It's practical, modern, and highly respected, plus it's affordable. The other option, of course, is the SANS 578 Cyber Threat Intelligence course, which gets you the GCTI certification. This is expensive, but it's the most recognised CTI cert in the industry. When you see CTI on a resume, you know that person speaks the same language and has a solid, broad foundation in CTI. For books, I have two must-reads. There's Visual Threat Intelligence by Thomas Rosia. This book is unique and it teaches you how to use visual models like the diamond model and attack chains to think and communicate about cyber threats. A good diagram can get your thoughts out of your head and onto a whiteboard, explaining a complex intrusion faster than any 10-page report can. The other book is Intelligence-Driven Incident Response by Rebecca Brown and Scott Roberts. This book is the playbook for incident response teams using CTI. It literally connects CTI to the incident response process, showing how intelligence should drive every step of a response. Finally, there are some amazing free ebooks and other online resources that are required reading for any CTI analyst. There's Group IB's new Operationalizing CTI ebook, which is great. There's the UK government's Guide for Decision Makers and Analysts, which is classic reading. And then there's the Definitive Guide to CTI by Eyesight Partners, which is also foundational reading material you should cover. Try reading all three. They'll give you a powerful, real-world perspective on what CTI looks like in practice. Plus, they are free. CTI is increasingly a big data problem. You need to be able to analyze and visualize data to find patterns the human eye would miss. You don't need a PhD in statistics, but you do need to understand the basics. For this, I love the book Naked Statistics by Charles Whelan. It makes statistics engaging and intuitive. It'll teach you what statistical significance actually means, so you don't build a whole report on a pattern that's just random chance. Once you have the concepts, you need the tools. So going back to Python and learning the pandas library is essential here. There are millions of courses online that you can take for free on pandas. So what is pandas? Well, pandas is basically Excel on steroids run from code. It will let you take a 10,000 line CSV, group it, pivot on it, and find the needle in the haystack in seconds. You can ask questions like, show me all the IPs that communicated with more than 50 hosts on my network, or graph the timeline of the malware's activity. That's the power the pandas data library gives you, and you can program it all using the Python knowledge you acquired earlier. Last on this pillar is Open Source Intelligence, or OSINT. As a CTI analyst, you'll be hunting for information on the open web, the deep web, and the dark web. You'll be pivoting. That's the key word here. A great starting point for this is Deep Dive by Ray Baker. It's a fantastic practical guide on open source intelligence. But the undisputed heavyweight champion in the OSINT world is Michael Bazzell. His book OSINT Techniques is the Bible. It's less a book you read and more a 900-page reference manual of tools, sites, and methods. It's an essential part of any analyst toolkit. Okay, pillar 3. This is the one everyone normally skips, but it's the one that will determine whether you're a good analyst or a great one. You can be the most brilliant technical mind in the world, but if you can't communicate your findings, your intelligence is worthless. It stays in your head. These soft skills are amplifiers that will take your intelligence game to the next level. First, communication. You'll be briefing everyone from junior SOC analysts to your CISO. You must be able to tailor your message. To a SOC analyst, you say, here are the new snort rules and Yara signatures for this threat. Use them to block it. To your CISO, you say, this threat actor is targeting our industry. Here's the potential business impact and my recommendations for a strategic mitigation. Same intelligence, totally different intelligence product. The book Super Communicators by Charles Duhigg is a recent favorite of mine. It's all about how to really connect with people and understand what they're actually asking for. This will help you tailor your intelligence to their needs. And it is key during that intelligence requirements phase where you're trying to figure out what will actually be valuable to your intelligence consumer. Second, you need to understand how you fit into the bigger picture. Whether you like it or not, you're part of a team and a business. The Manager's Path by Camille Fournier is a tech world classic. Even if you never want to be a manager, it gives you a map of the corporate structure. It helps you understand what your boss actually cares about. And guess what? Your boss is likely trying to justify the team's budget and prove its value. When you understand that, you can frame your reports to show exactly how your intelligence saved the company X amount of money or reduced risk by Y%. You're helping them, and in turn, you're proving your own worth. Finally, and this is the most important one, writing. You are a professional writer who just happens to be a cybersecurity expert. Your primary product is not the analysis you do or the structured analytical techniques you apply. It's a report of that analysis. Your report is the product. It's the physical or digital manifestation of all the hard work you've just put in. If it's poorly written, full of jargon, and buries the lead, all your analysis is lost. The classic book to learning how to write better is On Writing Well by William Zenzer. It's not about cyber, it's about how to write clean, effective non-fiction. Clutter is the disease of American writing, he says. We are a society strangling in unnecessary words. This book will teach you to find those unnecessary words and delete them. It will make your reports 100 times more effective. It teaches you to respect your reader's time, get to the point, be clear, and be direct. I like to reread it every year to make sure my reports are up to scratch. So that's the roadmap. It's a lot, I know, but you don't have to learn it all at once. This is a journey, not a sprint. Start with your foundation, those core security skills. Learn to investigate, get hands-on in a SOC-like environment, understand your common language with MITRE ATT&CK, and learn just enough Python to be dangerous. Then build your tradecraft, the analyst skills. Learn the intelligence cycle, fight your biases with SATs, think strategically, and dive deep into CTI specific books and courses. Learn to wrangle that data and hunt for clues with OSINT. And all along the way, polish those soft skills. Learn to communicate, understand your organization, and above all, learn to write. This field is one of the most rewarding, challenging, and fascinating careers in all of tech. You are a digital detective, a strategic advisor, and a defender, all at the same time. The adversaries are relentless, but by being smart, being structured, and always learning, we can be better. We can be the ones who see them coming. Thanks so much for watching. If this was helpful, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And I want to hear from you. What's a resource I may have missed? What's your favorite CTI book or course? Drop it in the comments below so we can build a knowledge base together. Until next time, stay curious and stay vigilant.